Spencer's, and this story here, which just came up on my phone, which is that Marks & Spencer's has shut a total of 100 stores as its turnaround accelerates. And one of these is the store in Whiteley's in Bayswater, which, I mean, poor Whiteley's, I used to live around there, and it's really died a slow and painful death from being a kind of glorious shopping centre and kind of Victorian architectural, I don't know much about architecture, but a Victorian architectural sort of pioneering place, and now it's been converted into housing. I always wondered how that Marks & Spencer's, even when I lived there, and we're talking like 10 years ago, I always wondered how it was making any money, because Whiteley's has been so quiet for such a long time. What this story is saying is that this development of Marks & Spencer closing stores adds to the sense of crisis facing the high street as names including Toys R Us are lost, and Mothercare are moving to secure their future. So it's undergoing a major shake-up in direction under its new chief executive Steve Rao, and part of this is, of course, about the digital revolution. The programme's seen it invest in its online offering at the expense of costly clothing and home store estate as shopping habits shift towards digital channels and consumers seek value. I always think of the world now as being split in two. You've got the old world, which is like stores like Marks & Spencer's and media publications like the Daily Mail, where I worked for many years. And then you have the new world, which is kind of online fashion brands which have grown up on the internet and never got, you know, they just operate a completely different, much leaner model, and they don't even know what it's like to have stores. They wouldn't even contemplate having stores and managers and all the infrastructure that goes around having stores. Clearly the answer is to put money into the online space, and that's blindingly obvious and a good thing, and the good news for them is it's way cheaper than advertising on TV. And not just that, but you don't just get like, you don't just have the knowledge, yeah, my advert went out and that was great and maybe we got some sales. It's like all the way along you're collecting data and you're collecting algorithm trainings if you're using platforms like Facebook and Google, and you know their AI is kicking in and learning, so that's good. I think the challenge is for brands like Marks & Spencer is how to do that on a lean model, like not just to take their old advertising and kind of just dump that into Facebook, but how to create really cool content that does well in a different type of environment, and how to do that at cheaper budgets. I mean, you don't have to have like massive creative agencies working on things and spending just insane amount of money just because that's the way you did it when you advertised on TV. You know, things are different. It's not that way. Actually, what you need is you need lots and lots of creatives going through, because we're in the fast-moving, quick-consuming environment. It's not an environment where people sit and, well, they do sometimes, but majority of people are scrolling on their mobiles and they're just distracted. So how can you create the volume of content? It's like we've moved from a sort of fine art into a volume of content, you know, cool, eye-catching, creative, innovative content. How can you create all that for your online marketing and then distribute it over whatever platforms you want? It doesn't matter if I'm talking about Facebook or Google, it's all the same, or Snapchat or whatever, it's all the same principle. And then for brands, it's about how do you then get customers to give a shit and come back? Like, how do you, it's not just about going out and spraying out your ads everywhere and hoping some of it works. It's about how can you actually get them to think, I'm going to go to this store. Because if you think about what the online world will be versus, say, the high street. So when we go to a high street, you might think to yourself, say if I'm going back to Whiteley's, I might think, oh, I'm going to go call in at Marks & Spencer's, and I'm going to call in at there aren't any other shops around there, actually all shut down, but I'm going to call in at wherever. So now it's like, when people are going online, how do you make it so that they decide, I'm going to call in at, you know, boohoo.com, and I'm going to call in at Marks & Spencer's and see what's there. And again, it's a much more competitive, fast growing environment, and it's a difficult challenge.